Hi friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. Today we are going to do a pick a card reading, and this is the winner of the last poll. I typically post a poll every week just to see what we are going to be getting into for the following week, and this week's winner is your wedding day. And this is going to be a fun one. It's going to be probably a little bit of a long one. So, we have three options. Option number one is going to be the Lovers from the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. Option number two is the Lovers card from the Taylor's Version Eras Tour tarot deck. And option number three is the Lovers card from the Addams family tarot deck. And I just want to include in here, this is a deck that is only majors. But if you need a link, let me know. I will try to find it because I know I usually get questions around that deck. So ask yourself, angels, higher self, guides, whoever it is that you work with, which pile or piles have a message for you. And let's talk about what you can expect in this reading. All right, so for this reading, we are going to kick off looking at who are you, who is this person that you're going to be marrying. So who are you, who is your future spouse? That is also going to give you information as to, is this reading resonating for me? Should I choose a different pile, or is this right for me? Once we talk about the two people involved in this wedding, in this day, on this day, right, in this beautiful event, we are going to talk about the relationship. We will then get into the wedding day overall energy. So what is the overall energy on your wedding day? We are going to look at your feelings on your wedding day. We will also look at your future spouse's feelings on your wedding day. What will the celebration be like? We will go into the overall honeymoon energy. So, what is the honeymoon like? What's going on? We're not going to get too deep into that. We're going to keep it rated PG. PG-13. We're not going 18 plus is what I'm trying to say there. Then we are going to look at what is the abundance that this marriage is going to bring for both of you. We are going to look at advice for lasting love, and then I am going to get advice for my viewer. In this pile, we will be getting some cards from a oracle deck that is specifically for weddings. So we're going to try to get as much information for you as possible. But if this sounds like something that you are interested in, stay tuned, stick around. We are about to get started. If this is where you leave me, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you soon. All right, let's jump in. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lovers card from the Nightmare Before Christmas deck, and this is with Jack and Sally. So I am going to place the card right over here. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. I did do a reading breakdown. It is time-stamped below. I highly suggest you check that out so you know exactly what the outline for this reading is going to be, and you can decide if it's something that you're interested in or if maybe it's not for you, which is okay. So we are going to start the reading by looking at your current energy, which is going to be, my intention is that it's on the left, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. And your future spouse, which is on the right. And I'm sorry, I said current energy. This is just personality, who both of these people are. So if you are not here and you are not here, this is probably not your reading. So it's possible that the energies are switched over. But if neither of these sound like you, then it's probably not your reading. So you can try a different pile, or it could just be that this specific reading doesn't have a message for you. Let's get started. So person number one, which again, I do intend on the left to be my viewer. We have the earthworm. Then we have the horse, the Queen of Hearts, and we have now. For person number two, we have the gazelle. We also have, the fire ant. A lot of fire going on that side. The radiant one. Sheesh. Okay. And abundance. Okay. All right, pile number one. Let's talk about it. I want to start with the person on the left, which again, my intention is that this is my viewer. If the energies are reversed, it's okay. But again, if it's not, if you don't find yourself in either of these piles, it's probably not your reading. So I want to get started with the earthworm. So we have a lot of earth energy here. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, heavily represented. We have both the earthworm and the horse, and the Now card, which to me, all three of those represent the element of earth. We also have the Queen of Hearts, which to me can represent a little bit of, see, the hearts is making me think of water, but I also want to say fire represented here. So water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Take that as extra confirmation. If that does not make sense for your zodiac signs, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is not your message, but let's talk about it. So, who is my earthworm person? This is someone who, because when I picked these cards, the reason I picked two of the spirit animal cards was, one was to represent the personality or what other people see. And then the second one was to represent more of what's hidden, right? More of what you would show to the people that are close to you, not what somebody would get as soon as they meet you. So to have the earthworm here coming out as more of like the outer personality, I feel like my earthworm person can be someone who is very introverted. And for some, I would even say shy. But what's interesting is that that horse is there, and the horse is very different from this earthworm, right? The horse is stronger. The horse is more willing to be seen. And I think that this earthworm person has a beautiful energy because it's a very soft, feminine energy, regardless of gender here. This is coming across as very soft, very feminine energy. And what's interesting is that your person is coming across as very masculine, but we'll get to that in a minute. But with the earthworm here, my earthworm person is very intelligent. This is somebody who is very caring. This is someone who is spiritual to some degree. I think different people are going to have different levels of spirituality, but I think that there's some level of spirituality is very meaningful to me. And I also think that the earthworm person is very creative. This is somebody who has a very active imagination, a very active inner world. And I would not be surprised if this is somebody who has a lot of passion projects or a lot of hobbies. This feels like someone who is very grounded, right? We have the Now card. We have a lot of earth energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, very much represented here. But there's something about this person that feels very grounded in the present moment. And I almost feel like at times, life for the earthworm may get almost a bit too heavy. And what do I mean by that? This feels like things get real really fast, right? Like sometimes I am so in the thick of it that it's hard for me to take a step back and really look at what's going on objectively. I do think the earthworm person is somebody who is very there's a lot of dedication here, very dedicated, very connected. Like this feels like somebody who is very much grounded in the present moment and very much dealing with things as they come along. Like even though the third eye feels very active and the imagination feels very active, this is still somebody who is fully aware of what's happening around them and within them. Because I really do think that the earthworm is very self-aware. And I think the earthworm may struggle at times with being self-conscious, maybe a little bit of low self-esteem, or they kind of doubt themselves at times. That's coming through for the earthworm. This feels like a very soft energy, and I do think the earthworm can sometimes be quite hard on themselves. And what's interesting is that part of the lesson, part of the experience that the earthworm is here to learn and to grow is to learn to speak up and to learn to be more confident within themselves. Because here's the thing, if you are the earthworm, you have a very beautiful connection to spirit. You have a very beautiful connection to your higher self, and you have a strong intuition. But there's almost this it's almost like you fall into, am I right? Or, is this right? Should I speak up? Should I say this? Or should I just it's very shy energy that's coming through here. And if it's not shyness, it's like hesitant energy. Like, I hesitate. But what's interesting is that we have the horse here also representing you. And the horse is quite a force to be reckoned with. And the horse is the energy of, I'm not giving up. I am going to keep going. I am going to make this happen. I am going to see this all the way through. And when somebody sees my earthworm and they see that shyness, they see that hesitant energy, or like they can maybe even read that there's a little bit of low self-esteem here, what they don't see is the horse. What they don't see is that side of you that is going to keep going, that is going to push forward, and that is going to get to where you need to be. Because this horse energy is quite capable of achieving anything. And I think if you are the earthworm person and you look back at your history, you will realize, like, no matter what, I do usually get to where I want to be and where I need to be. I am not someone who gives up. I keep pushing through, even when it feels scary, even when it feels overwhelming. I'm still pushing through and I'm getting to where I need to be. And that's the energy of somebody who does not give up. And I think for the earthworm, in order for this to really come through, it has to be something that the earthworm is passionate about. Like, if this is somebody who is passionate about a specific project, a specific job, a specific person, this person is not giving up. This person is going to keep going full speed ahead. And one thing about the earthworm is that mentally, intellectually, not a lot of people are on the earthworm's sphere. Like, not a lot of people are on that level. And I would not be surprised if this earthworm is constantly having people who are looking for advice coming up to them and asking for that. And here's the thing. The earthworm is very good at building momentum, but the earthworm can sometimes also kind of start to doubt themselves when that momentum is being built. But the horse comes in and says, no, we've got the momentum going. We're going to see it through. So what's beautiful about this energy is that regardless of how scary it is or how overwhelming it is, the earthworm gets to the other side. The earthworm does not give up. Now, when it comes to the earthworm, we have the Queen of Hearts here. And this is very loving energy. This is very nurturing energy. So I think that those people that the earthworm loves, they are very well taken care of. And if this person is a parent, their children are receiving so much love. And this is the same for, even if it's like friendships, family relationships, if it's a romantic relationship, the earthworm is very nurturing, very caring, and someone who just makes you feel comfortable and at home in their presence. Now, let's talk about the gazelle. Because it's very interesting. We have a lot of earth here. We have mostly fire here. So fire energies, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I think that this gazelle person, it's very interesting because I think that there's an opposites attract here. But I also think that these two are more similar than what they would appear at first sight. So this gazelle person is very outgoing, very extroverted. If anything, I feel like the gazelle always has something to say, whereas like the earthworm feels very reserved. This feels like more in your face energy. And this gazelle person is very ambitious, very much willing to speak their mind, and always in the pursuit of something. And that's something that these two have in common. It's just, I think the way that they pursue what it is that they're trying to create is a bit different. This gazelle person is very perceptive. Like they are able to really catch on and read energy. And I would not be surprised if the gazelle person is very successful, because this person is very good at picking up on trends before they even become a trend. So this could be somebody who's an entrepreneur. This could be somebody who is in finance. This could be someone who maybe they have multiple sources of income. This could be somebody who invests their money. Like if this gazelle person is in the stock market, for example, they know exactly when to invest and they know when to withdraw. And they're able to really pick that up. I'm also getting legal, something legal here. For the earthworm, I wasn't getting too much as far as a career, but I do want to mention something feels very creative here. This could be a teacher. This could be somebody who does some sort of medical work as well. Something in, maybe somebody here is a chef. But on this side, that's what I'm getting. But this gazelle person, they're constantly on the go. This is the type of person that when you meet them, when you connect with them, they are just going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. They're going and going and going and going. And it's very hard for them to give themselves a break. I do feel the gazelle tends to overthink. This is somebody who may struggle with turning their mind off. This is somebody that may struggle with giving themselves a break. I also get that this gazelle, when it comes to the gazelle, they can be very vulnerable. But I'm also getting that it's very dependent on who they're vulnerable with. So depending on who you are in the gazelle's life, you either get a very vulnerable side to them, or you get more of an icy cold side to them. Like this person has a little bit of an extreme when it comes to how they show up. And this is somebody who can feel a bit aggressive at first. Again, this is mostly their energy because they're constantly on the go, because they're constantly thinking. This isn't somebody who has a lot of tact when it comes to the way that they communicate. This feels like somebody who is very honest, very blunt. Again, we have the fire signs represented here, so that makes sense. But this is also somebody who is very disciplined, right? We have the fire ant representing the gazelle as well. And the fire ant is all about, let's get the work done. Let's do it in the way it needs to be done. Let me cross my T's, dot my I's, right? Let me make sure I am doing everything the way it's supposed to be done so it's done correctly. If the gazelle is a people manager, this is somebody who may be a little bit of a, I don't want to say micromanager, but this is somebody who definitely checks in to make sure that things are being done the way that they're supposed to do, that they're supposed to be. And one thing with the gazelle person is that this person does have a little bit of a temper. And I'm not getting anything crazy here, but I do think that this gazelle person can struggle. Sorry, I got cut off. But this person can struggle when it comes to grounding, which is why I think that these two, again, it's a little bit of opposites attract, but it's not as different as you would think it is. Because I do think the gazelle person can struggle to just like, everything is okay in the present moment. Let me be in the present moment. This person feels very future focused. But here's the thing about the gazelle, this is someone who cares deeply. This is someone who, once they are committed to you, they're all in. And this isn't somebody who's like committing to different people just for the sake of it. Like, I feel the gazelle person has had connections, but I don't know that the gazelle person has had a lot of deep connections. Like, I don't think that the gazelle person has had deep relationships. Like, this feels like somebody who's very selective, not only with their romantic relationships, but relationships in general. And I also want to say, I do think, because the fire ant energy is the hidden energy, I do think the gazelle person is very good at controlling their feelings and not letting that anger be seen. Like, they can remove themselves and deal with it as it comes up versus allowing it to kind of like having a blow up moment in front of other people. I'm not getting that at all. But as we were talking about the gazelle person, this is somebody who is very, very abundant and someone who is very good at creating abundance in their life and at sharing that abundance with their loved ones. And they have this magnetism to them with this Radiant One card being here, where they're able to really pull in and manifest and create what it is that they desire. And the opportunities kind of come into them. So on the outside looking in, it may look like the gazelle person, things just work out for them. And in reality, it's like part of their gift is to really draw in those experiences. But I think if you were to ask the gazelle person, like, how do you do all of this? They would have no idea. Like, they would not know how it is that they do, how it is that they make certain things happen. It would just be like, I don't know. I just know. It's one of those, like, I just know. Let's talk about the relationship itself. So we're going to look at kind of overall energy for the relationship and just see what we get. I'm not going to go too deep into the relationship because there's other readings that do that. Door to romance. Yeah, there's a lot of romance here. And Angel of Strength. Yeah. Okay. So pile number 1. Here's the thing. This is a connection, a relationship where I think there's going to be a lot of mutual respect. And it does feel like you complement each other quite well. We have door to romance here. And I think that for both of you, this is a connection where it feels very, very nurturing, where both of you are able to get what it is that you desire in a romantic connection. There is romance here, but I also think that a lot of this romance is going to be more practical, right? Like, you have someone who listens to you. You have someone who knows the little things that make you happy. I really feel for the earthworm, like, acts of service and just words of affirmation can be so beautiful, like as a love language, and so desired by the earthworm. And I think that when it comes to the gazelle, it's just physical touch. I think for the gazelle is going to be super important, but also words of affirmation I think for both of you. And it's like the other person knows what you need and the other person is able to encourage it, right? So I'm here, I see you, I hear you, I encourage you. I don't have to solve everything for you. even though if you want that help, yes, I'm willing to step in. But it's I am encouraging you and I'm building you up and I'm helping you achieve what it is that you need to achieve and what it is that feels good for you. And it's I am the strength that you need and you are the strength that I need. So it feels very supportive. It feels very balanced as far as giving and receiving. Though I always like to say when it comes to relationships, we have to be aware that it's not always going to be 50-50. Sometimes one person is going to have to put in 90 and the other person is going to be at 10. At other times, we're both going to be at 100. At other, so keep that in mind. But I do feel this relationship is going to be life changing for both. And I also think you're both very protective of one another. And in the way that protection is going to show up, it's going to be different. Like, I feel like when the earthworm is protective of the gazelle, it's more of, listen, what you need is a break. Let me nurture you. Let me take care of you. Let me just redirect, or let me help you come up with a way so that you can take a break. Whereas like when the gazelle, it's more of, I'm encouraging you. What do you need? How can I show up? So it's a very beautiful, even connection. And it feels very gentle. It feels like whatever's going on in the outside world, when these two come home, when these two connect to one another, it's okay. We're doing what we need to do. We are back into, like, we're back in our safe space. We are back in our sanctuary. I don't feel like these are two people that are necessarily going to have a lot to bicker about. Like, it feels like there's going to be things in the outside world that they have to deal with. But when it comes to the connection itself, it feels easygoing. And that's not to say that there won't be conflict, because that's what relationships are, right? They are ways that we learn and expand, and there's no way there's any relationship that there's never a conflict in, but this feels very easygoing overall. Let's talk about overall energy on the wedding day. What's the overall energy of this wedding? We have the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, the Fool. Okay. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Actually, let's move that. There we go. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Love this for you. Pile number 1. On your wedding day, overall energy. Let's talk about it. So I think for this group, the overall energy, there's a few, right? I think this is a very grounded day. We have 2 cards of Pentacles, which is Earth energy, which is very grounded, right? I'm not getting nervous energy, which I love. I'm not getting nervous energy for this wedding day. It's more of, I've been manifesting this. I've been creating this, and the day is finally here. This is a feeling of, I am supposed to be here. I am exactly where I'm meant to be. And I think that that's for both of you. Overall, wedding day energy is, there's a lot of abundance here. There's a lot of excitement. And there is we are building something together. We are grounding something together. This is the start of something new. And it feels like overall, just for both of you and even your wedding guest, it's a very happy occasion, which it should be. And it also feels like this is the culmination of a period of our lives, right? Like, this is the day where we get to start something new, where we get to go on this new adventure. And there's so much excitement here and so much just feeling of abundance and achievement from both, but also just the people that are around you. And the wedding day itself, I would not be surprised if this wedding day, and we have cards that we're going to look into to get more information, but to me, this feels like spring or summer, or at the very least, there's like a bright, sunny day. I don't necessarily know if it's warm, though I would say probably so. It's like a warm spring, summer wedding. But it just feels like the energy of the day itself is very, very beautiful. And it's like everyone knows. Everyone is there to celebrate you. Everyone knows that this is just the beginning, that this is the beginning for both of you, and people are genuinely happy for you. And that makes me happy because that means, pile number one, that the people that both of you have around want the best for you. And you would be surprised at sometimes the type of energies that show up to certain weddings. Let's take a look at we're going to take a look at your feelings on your wedding day, and then we have your future spouse's feelings on the wedding day. But let's start with your feelings. How are you feeling on your wedding day? What's coming up for you? What are you going through? The Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so pile number one, as far as your feelings, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I think you're going to be feeling a little bit of everything on your wedding day. Like, this does feel, we do have the Nine of Swords. I think this is anxiety. I think this is nerves, right? And I think that that's very normal. But it's very interesting because the overall energy for the wedding day was more grounded, but like your actual feelings on the wedding day feel a little bit more like anxious. Like, I'm going through all the feelings. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm impatient. I want to get through this. I want to enjoy this. It's like everything is coming up. And I just noticed we have the Seven of Pentacles and we had the Seven of Pentacles describing the overall energy. So I want to talk about the Seven of Pentacles a little bit, because the Seven of Pentacles can be a card that says be patient, but it's also a card that, to me, when I'm reading and I see the Seven of Pentacles, most of the time it speaks to impatience. It speaks to, I feel overwhelmed. I don't necessarily know how to ground this energy. It's like I'm looking forward to this thing and I'm making progress, but I want it, like, I'm waiting for it. I want it right now. And that's the Seven of Pentacles energy here. So I think when it comes to your feelings, my viewer, on your wedding day, it's a lot of things, a lot of up and down, a lot of emotions coming up. It's the excitement, it's the nerves, it's the just I kind of want to get over and get it over with and be able to enjoy it. I think the ceremony itself, but at the same time, I want this moment to last forever. So it feels just very a bit overwhelming, if I'm honest, and a bit of, let me just ground myself, let me just take a deep breath in, let me just bring myself back to center. But with the Wheel of Fortune, a lot of changes, right? A lot of things coming up, which, again, absolutely normal. Let's take a look at your future spouse. We have the Ten of Swords. We have Judgment card. Okay. And we have, okay, Three of Wands. So similar energy here. First and foremost, with the Ten of Swords being here, your future spouse is going to be feeling like this is an absolute brand new beginning for both of you. I would not be surprised if one or both of you has previously been married. Like, if this is somebody who is, for one of you or both of you, this is a second marriage. And if it is a second marriage, it would be, if it's only for one of you, it would be for your future spouse. Like, it could be that they're the one that is divorced and this is a second marriage for them. But what I'm also getting here is this feels right? Like, this feels like I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because we have the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is that ascension, that awakening, that true intentions. And typically in the Judgment card, what we see is Archangel Gabriel playing the trumpet. And it's that, like, that resurrection, that awakening, right? And what I think that is happening here is that your future spouse, their feelings are going to be Similar to yours, but different. Because I do think there's some nerves here. I do think there's a level of like, just like anxiety, like that's washing over both of you. But I also think that because when we talk about the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords is about being in the anxiety. It's about the worst case scenario nightmares, right? So I didn't say this, but there could even be a little bit of cold feet here. Am I doing the right thing? Type of thing here. But it's coming from a place of nerves. Whereas the Ten of Swords is the worst is now behind me. This is a brand new beginning. This is a new dawn. This is a new beginning for me. This is my opportunity to create what I want. And I think that with this Ten of Swords being here, your future spouse is recognizing on the day of your wedding, my life is changing. What my life was, it's no longer that. But with the Judgment card, this feels good. This feels like it's meant to be. And with the Three of Wands, this feels, I cannot wait, right? This is me going on my adventure. This is me going on my new path, and I am manifesting the life that I want. So I think for both of you, there's a lot coming up. But I think your future spouse is actually going to be more grounded and more present and more sure of themselves and like just feeling good about the moment. Whereas I think for you, my viewer, there's a lot more of just like up and down. Your emotions are in a little bit of a roller coaster. But there's excitement here. And there's what I love about this is that this feels very calm. This feels very grounded in no, I am doing exactly what I'm doing. And even though this feels a bit more up and down, that Seven of Pentacles really grounds it into reality. So I think that both of you, again, big day. People coming together to celebrate you. You are joining your life with someone else. But ultimately, this feels very, very, very loving. And very, my life is going to change, but I'm doing the right thing. Let's look at what will the celebration itself be like. So what is the actual wedding celebration going to be like? Three of Cups. Love that. And then we have, Three of Wands. So, we have the Three of Wands twice. So when it comes to the actual celebration, I feel like there's going to be a lot of friends and family. I feel like it's going to be a good time. I really said that from the beginning when we looked at the overall wedding day energy. This feels like people are going to show up. There's going to be a lot of dancing. There's going to be a lot of fun times to be had. A lot of friendships, family members there. But I think that for both of you, there's like friends that are very meaningful to you, that they are going to be there and they are almost like family. I also think that when it comes to the celebration, it feels like both sides, so like both families, both set of friends and all of that, like there's going to be connections that are made because of you guys. I would not be surprised if it's like one of your family members or one of your friends ends up meeting somebody that they get in a relationship with at your wedding celebration, or like they become friends with somebody from like the bride side or somebody from like the groom side. That's what it's giving. It's like a big old celebration. I do think at the celebration itself is going to be, there's something about this wedding that feels like the outdoors can absolutely play an important part, but it also feels like this could be like a venue. A lot of music, a lot of dance. This is a wedding celebration. It's going to go late. This is not like, all right, we're done by 7 p.m. This is going to go late. Somebody's going to give a toast. Whoever does a toast, it's going to be very funny. Like the toast themselves are going to be very funny. I do think there will be alcohol involved in this one. I would not be surprised if this is an open bar. This feels like the type of wedding that you create your own drinks as well, where it's like a drink for the bride, a drink for the groom, for example, and you get to order that. It feels very creative. some people are going, like people that you maybe haven't even seen in a while are going to show up and celebrate you. This is going to go till late. Pile number 1, the gifts that are going to come through are going to be very meaningful. Like people are going to show up and do like meaningful gifts. Not sure why. If you have a pet, it could be that the pet is a part of the wedding that's coming through. So let's talk about the overall energy for the honeymoon. We are going to keep this not 18 plus. So we have the 7 of Cups, we have the 8 of Wands, and we have the King of Wands. Okay. Pile number 1, your honeymoon is going to be very passionate. We have the 8 of Wands. We're going to put that there. We're going to kind of leave it there. It's going to be very passionate. There is going to be a lot of time spent in if it's a hotel room, if it's an Airbnb, there's going to be a lot of time spent indoors. I think that for both of you, there is a lot of passion here where you're going to be able to, for some reason, I'm getting 5 days where you're going to be able to just enjoy one another. And this feels very intimate, very passionate. I do also think that you will actually travel somewhere, whether you are traveling to a different country or whether you are traveling to a different area. But it feels like you actually get away and you go somewhere. And there are activities to be done, but I also think there's a lot going on indoors and a lot of just, let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy our room, if that makes sense. There's a lot I can't say on YouTube. And I am working on the 18 plus rating. It will be up. It's just I am a week behind. But there's a lot of indoor times with a few activities sprinkled through, and I do think it's going to be quite lavish. Like this does feel like we had the money to invest into a honeymoon. For some reason, Scotland. I'm hearing Scotland, Greece, Italy. This feels like this could be, like an actual lavish honeymoon. Let's go away. Let's celebrate. Let's go somewhere really nice and just spend time with one another. Something about food as well. Like wherever you go, the food is going to be amazing. There's going to be things to do, but this feels like let's spend time indoors with each other. If you know what I mean. Let's go eat some good food. And then like there's some activities here and there, but that's going to be like the main gist of it as far as what I'm getting. Let's take a look at what abundance is coming in as a result of this marriage for both of you. So what is the abundance coming in as a result of this marriage for both of you? We have the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Wands. I love this, because I think that the abundance coming in for both of you as a result of this marriage feels very individual. Because I think that when it comes to abundance in the material form, I think both of you have got that pretty much handled, especially the gazelle person. The gazelle person feels very stable, very successful. But when it comes to the abundance that's coming in, this does feel like this 8 of Cups and the 7 of Wands is speaking to what both of you are going to be gaining as a result of this relationship. And what I also feel like as a couple is happening for both of you is that you are truly leaving behind a former way of being, and you are moving into a completely new way of operating. So this is like everything that was not working for me, everything that was holding me back, I am able to set that down. I am able to let that go, and I am able to start anew within this marriage. And there's so much support, there's so much love here. And I also think that a big portion of this abundance is having someone who's going to have your back, having someone who's going to fight for you, who's going to show up for you, who is going to help you be the best version of yourself. And again, this is a two-way street. I'm not just speaking to one person is doing that and the other person is kind of like just not doing much at all. That's not what I'm getting. But this feels like the abundance that comes in. It's just a brand new beginning, which has been a theme throughout this reading. We even had that Fool card coming in as the overall energy of the wedding. It's the brand new beginning. I'm starting this new adventure, and I get to leave behind that which does not serve me, that which does not resonate with me. And I also think that there's a boost in confidence and a boost in self-esteem that comes through being with one another and being married to one another. So it comes through the marriage as well. There's something that's left behind, and this feels more symbolic for most of you, where again, it's this thing was not right for me. This idea, this belief, this narrative, this way of being was not right for me. And what I'm now approaching is feeling more comfortable and more true to myself in where I am at. That's actually very beautiful, because it feels like here's the thing, the marriage is made up of two people. So when something is going your way, that matters, right? When something is good for you, it's good for both of you. And it feels like there's a lot that's happening individually that is going to create more connection for both of you together. So what is the advice for lasting love here? And then we're going to get into the specifics about the wedding day itself and the wedding itself. So we have the Ace of Swords, Justice card, Six of Cups. Love it. Okay, so your advice, pile number one, in order to have lasting love with your future spouse, first and foremost, communication. Speak up, communicate. Do not expect your partner to be a mind reader, and explain to them that they should not expect you to be a mind reader either. It's very important for this group. I think it's important for all couples, but especially for this group, to keep the lines of communication open and to deal with things as they come up. This is not the time where you wait for the thing to happen and then you wait for it to fester and for it to simmer, and then you bring it up when you are angry because you're blowing up at one another. Hey, this bothered me. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. Hey, what do you think about this? Keeping those lines of communication open. We have Justice, we have Ace of Swords there, really confirming that message for me. The Six of Cups. One of the most important things for this group is also going to be keeping the romance, right? Continuing to cultivate, to invest in the relationship. Love is a choice. Love is an action. And it's so important when you wake up. Before you get married, I was sending the text message in the morning. I was doing these little surprises. I was letting my partner know how much they meant to me. I was planning these little escapes. Keep doing that. Keep doing that throughout your marriage. Keep really fueling the romance and the love, because again, love is a choice. And especially for this group, because I think it's quite possible that these are two very busy individuals, especially the gazelle. Sometimes we can get comfortable and we can forget to do those things, and we wake up one day and we realize that, we haven't done X, Y, and Z in a year and we're disconnected. So keeping that connection open through effort, through daily choices and decisions, and really making time for one another, and making time, again, to me, in my opinion, love is an action, love is a choice. So making that choice and acting on that every single day, super important to keep, to have that lasting love, to have this marriage that is healthy. I actually love that. All right, what we are here for, and then we have some advice for you. We are going to look at the wedding itself. Let's see what we have here first. Abundant. You will experience a very abundant life and truly exemplify love, unity, and partnership in marriage. And there's also abundance. I want to make it clear. This feels like a marriage where there is abundance in the sense of there is like tangible abundance that both of you build together, which makes everything else easier. Then we have sexiness. Ooh, okay, hold on. Showing off your skin in a scoop back or bringing some attention to your legs on this day, you'll be bringing sexy back. So I do feel for this group like spring or summer, like this doesn't feel like a fall or winter wedding. And I feel like that also it's a completely different message, but it also adds to the message I've been getting, because this feels like it's going to be a nice. I would not be surprised if this is like a beach wedding, a destination wedding. Let's see what else we have. Blunders. The wedding might not go as planned, but don't let it ruin your special day. Everything will work itself out. Now, we did have some nervous energy here, especially for you, my viewer. Remember, we talked about your feelings during the wedding day. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like, something doesn't show up when it's supposed to, or there's a delay in getting things started. And I could see how somebody who has, especially if you're the earthworm and you have like a lot of earth energy and you want things to work out exactly the way that they're supposed to, I could see how that could bring up a lot of anxiety. Here's the thing. If there is something, whether it's, something happened with the catering, I don't think it would be something big. It could be like maybe the officiant is a few minutes late. Maybe we were planning to do something specific in this spot and we can't do it. Whatever it is, it's going to work itself out for the best. Trust and believe. Then we have stop. I did say that. I feel like for this group, because I saw that 10 of Swords and I've been getting this for even before that, but entering a second marriage can be better this second time around. It's the beginning of a new chapter. So for some of you, not all of you, take it if it resonates. Remember, different people, different messages are going to resonate. But for some of you, this could absolutely be a second marriage for someone here. And it's not lost on me that it says remarriage. So for somebody here, and this would be for like one person, maybe, it could be that you are just remarrying the same person. People do that. No judgment, right? Sometimes you realize it was meant to be after you realize it wasn't meant to be. So there could be a situation here where this is a second marriage for somebody, or this is re-entering. I actually don't feel that though for most of you. For most of you, this could be a second marriage for somebody, or for both of you. Let's see what else we have. We have DJ. Your wedding DJ will create an awesome experience with the right vibes and atmosphere on your special day. Very interesting, because I kept getting dance. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of dance, a lot of just moving around. This doesn't feel like the dance floor is empty. This feels like the dance floor is packed. And then we have lavish. You'll wear a luxury gown made by designers, a one-of-a-kind wedding dress made for a big budget. Yeah. Pile number 1, invite me to your wedding. I'm so silly. But invite me to your wedding, because I want to go. This is beautiful. But let's talk about the advice for you. We have 5 cards left. I'm going to start with the power of surrender. So this is, what do you need to surrender at this time as you are manifesting this? First and foremost, we have, I like this, surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. And this is advice for you in this moment. Then we have surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. Look at your beliefs around love and relationships. But yeah, anything around love and relationships, any beliefs, any narratives that you have. If you're listening to this and you're like, I really want this, but I don't know if it's going to happen for me, cancel, delete that thought. Replace it with something with knowing that it will, that you deserve it, that the best is available to you. Now, let's close this out with these final 3 cards. And these are, again, advice for you. Okay, we have thoughtfulness. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. Think of all the things you can do to show a person that you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. Is it time to hide a note in someone's pocket? Make them a snack? Order them a book? Anything thoughtful can be an act of love, even taking the trash out to the dumpster. Unless you're dating the trash, in which case, don't take it to the dumpster. Take it somewhere fancy. Whoa. Who would have thought that being so full of thoughts could be considered thoughtful? That's a big vibe for this relationship, this connection is, and that was part of your advice to have lasting love, is do the things, keep doing the things, don't keep showing up. Love is an action, love is a choice. But also pile number 1, with this card here, if you're still single and you haven't met this person yet, do all of that for yourself. Be thoughtful for yourself. Oh, we have perspective. What does a hawk see when it flies over your house, besides the family of mice living nearby that you don't know about? What will your current problems, conflicts, complaints look like when you're 80 years old and you gaze back on the timeline of your life? In this moment, you are being given the gift of clear perspective, of knowing that in the end, everything is going to probably be better, much better than okay. Think large enough and even big issues become small. Become an 80-year-old hawk and you're really on to something. So your perspective about where you are currently at, pile number 1, super important. Then we have support. I look at the vast network of support in my life and I'm reminded of what a superpower it gives me. At any moment, I can call on an army of top-notch people who want the best for me, which means I'm basically invincible. Take that, loneliness. Run for the hills, boredom. I'm sorry, what did you say to me? Pervasive, all-consuming anxiety? Damn right you didn't. Lean on your circle. If you're going through a difficult period in your time, in your life right now, lean on your circle. Lean on the people that love you. Find support. Find a group. Find community. Connect to that community. Pile number 1, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All the things that YouTube loves that help me out so much. Pile number 1, claim it in the comment section below. I am ready for love. Let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know what you thought, and let me know if you do, if you do resonate with the earthworm person energy. But anyways, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lovers card. And this is from the Eras Tour Taylor's version tarot deck. So I'm going to place that right over there. Thank you so much for being here. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. I did do a reading breakdown for this reading that's going to tell you exactly what the outline is going to be, what is going to be answered, and I highly suggest that you check that out so that you know exactly what to expect and you can figure out if this is the right reading for you. But we are going to get started by looking at who you are, and then we are going to look at who is your future spouse. And I just want to mention for this reading, my expectation is that you are on the left, my viewer, and that your person is on the right, but it could be that the energies are mixed up, so they are reversed, where you could be here, your future spouse could be here. But if you don't resonate with either, if neither sounds like you, it could just be that this reading does not have a message for you. So choose a different pile, or it could just be that this whole reading as a whole, there's no message for you. Let's get started. Ooh, we have the hyena. Okay. We have the bat. Torn. It's very interesting to have the hyena and torn, just because that's what hyenas do. And transcend. Then for person number 2, we have, the lamb. This is very interesting so far. Okay, the buffalo. I was going to say, are we really going to put a hyena and a lamb together? But we got the buffalo there, all is well. Entangled. And determination. Okay. So far, loving these energies. We are going to talk about the hyena person first. And before we get started, I do want to talk about the zodiac signs that are present. We do have the hyena being represented by fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the bat being represented by air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have some earth energy down here as well with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So honestly, we have a little bit of everything. I don't see any water, but we have a little bit of everything. So for my hyena person, let's start talking about who this is. And I also want to include, the reason I picked 2 cards out is because the first card is supposed to be kind of what people see, the presentation that the person would put out there. And then the second card is more of their internal self. So when it comes to the hyena, first of all, I'm hearing laughter. So I think this hyena person is incredibly witty and incredibly funny. And I would not be surprised if this is somebody who is constantly making other people laugh. But the hyena person is very witty, very fun. And here's the thing about the hyena person. This is not somebody that you are looking to cross. This is not someone that you are that other people are going to look over. Because this hyena person is incredibly strong. The hyena person may come across as very friendly, and I think that this is somebody who is extroverted, or at the very least very good at being lighthearted and being extroverted, or emulating extroversion when they need to. But the thing with the hyena person is this is not somebody who's afraid to stand up for themselves and speak up for themselves. And I think that part of what the hyena shows is almost a facade. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But I think that the hyena person this is almost giving, I don't know why I'm getting Robin Williams, where Robin Williams was always the funny guy, but there was so much going on underneath the surface. And if you know about Robin Williams's life, you know what I'm talking about. But this feels like I am going to be very funny. I'm going to be very witty. I'm going to show up and kind of be the life of the party, or be a good time. But it almost feels like that is hiding a lot of what's happening within. And I think that the hyena person can hide behind sarcasm at times and humor, instead of feeling what they are feeling or being where they are. And the hyena person is somebody who can be a bit suspicious at times of other people and energies. It's almost like this is somebody who is sometimes waiting for the other shoe to drop. Okay, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? And I'm ready. It feels like very hyper vigilant energy of I need to be ready and I need to be prepared. But again, what people get is usually somebody who is more carefree, more just the life of the party, more surface level. Because the hyena is a very deep person, but this hyena person doesn't want other people to see what they may perceive as a weakness. And here's the thing, if you are the hyena, it's not a weakness at all. So this hyena person has had a lot of difficult experiences because we have the bat and we have Torn here. This is somebody who probably had either a difficult childhood or they've been through life difficulties, life situations that were very difficult to deal with. And this is somebody who has gone through at least one or two dark night of the souls. And I think that the hyena feels things very deeply, very heavily. But again, I need to show up and I don't want to show this weakness. Because and I'm saying weakness in air quotes because I don't believe it's a weakness. And this hyena person is used to, or at the very least expecting to, always have to go through some sort of transformative experience or some sort of life altering change. Where, again, it feels like I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm always waiting for something that I have to deal with that is not going to be easy, that is going to be difficult, that is going to be overwhelming, and that is going to frustrate me or it's going to set me behind. And the thing about the hyena person is that the hyena person is very adaptable. And I think that that's why they've built this hyena personality to them, or facade, or the mask that they wear in the world. Because there's a lot of sensitivity, there's a lot of depth here. But again, I don't want other people to see that. I don't necessarily want other people to see beyond the curtain. So I downplay, I make jokes, and I keep most people at an arm's length. And the hyena has had to learn how to be adaptable because of what the hyena has gone through. This is somebody who has probably gone through some form of deep loss. I would not be surprised if this person has lost someone, whether it's because that someone crossed over or it's because there was some sort of disconnection in the relationship. And this could even be as far as a parent that was maybe either not physically there or emotionally not there. But the hyena can sometimes reminisce and focus on the past. And I feel like the hyena person can sometimes really just, the things that didn't work out, they kind of circle back and they feel very overwhelming. And this is somebody who is going through deep healing. This is somebody who I would probably describe as a healer themselves. And again, life has not been easy for the hyena. And the hyena person is learning and adapting to being more hopeful and more optimistic. And I think that the hyena person ended up finding spirituality during a time where things probably felt very, very heavy. And it feels like spirituality has been almost a lifesaver for the hyena. And we have the Torn card here and we have Transcend. The thing about the hyena person is that this person is always growing and expanding and moving forward. This is not somebody who is held back by their current circumstances, but this is somebody who's going to push through and get to the other side. And that's not necessarily an easy thing to do, and I'm not in any way downplaying that if you are the hyena. But what the hyena is working towards in this lifetime, and currently I think as you're watching the video, if you are the hyena, is finding themselves again and feeling whole again. And I think that what the hyena is dealing with is a sense of emptiness that they're trying to fill, a sense of emptiness that they are trying to reconnect to themselves with. And I would not be surprised if the hyena is a shaman or looking into shamanic practices. And this is somebody who probably a soul retrieval would be very helpful for this person. So if you are the hyena, maybe look into a soul retrieval if this is resonating as to where you are currently at. But just know that you are healing, and if you are the hyena, and that you will continue to heal, and that you will feel whole again, and that you are doing everything it is that you are supposed to be doing. And here's the thing, pile number 2, if you are the hyena, your success is assured. Your success has been granted. You are doing everything you're supposed to do, and it's going to get you to where you want to be, and it's going to help you heal. But let's talk about the lamb person. So we have Earth being represented here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We also have a little bit of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this lamb person comes across, because remember, when I picked the 2 cards, card number 1 is what people see. It's kind of the personality, the mask, the facade. The buffalo is what's more underneath the surface. So this lamb person is very grounded. This lamb person is very gentle, very patient, very warm and welcoming. And I think that this lamb person really feels like a grounding force to those that meet them. Like, this is somebody who, when you meet them, they may almost appear to be stoic, but there is this energy of them of like, this person is solid. This person is grounded in the reality of who they are and where they're going and how they're going to get there. And the thing about the lamb person is that this is somebody who is very much connected to themselves at a very deep level. There's a lot of self-awareness. There's a lot of self-knowing here. Like, this person truly understands who they are, what they stand for. And they may come across as like quiet. I do get that the lamb person is more of an observer. So while I'll say that the hyena appears to be more extroverted, the lamb person appears to be more introverted. And this person appears to be very much an observer. Like, this is somebody who is very good at people reading. This is somebody who is very aware of their surroundings at all times. And that may be confused for shyness. But let me say, pile number 2, this lamb person is not shy. This lamb person is just an observer, and they enjoy kind of looking around and taking in the surroundings. And the lamb person is a lot stronger than what they seem, because I want to emphasize, we're seeing a lamb here, but what this person truly is a buffalo. This is somebody who is very, very solid, very sure of themselves. And no one is going to come in and take advantage of the lamb person, that's for sure. And the lamb person is very grounded and very practical. But this is also somebody who is very spiritual. And I think that similarly to the hyena energy, this feels like the lamb person found spirituality during a difficult time. And one thing about the lamb person is that the lamb person is so grounded and relaxed, or they appear to be so relaxed. And it's because they have a deep trust in the universe. They have a deep trust in knowing that what is meant for them is going to find them, and it's not going to be taken from them. There's like a deep understanding of, you know what's meant to be will be. And I can relax because I also know that I am someone that can respond as needed. Someone that can stand up and deal with whatever comes my way. So this person has a very quiet strength about them. And they're very determined. They are very persistent. And this lamb person, at one point, because I think that when you connect, and I think that as I'm doing this reading, this is somebody who is more grounded into their reality and more comfortable and more patient, and they're operating from the light attributes of the lamb. But at some point, I do think this person was very nervous, very reckless, very impatient. But they've learned how to cultivate the gifts that they have been given. And here's the thing about the lamb person. The lamb person is very clairvoyant. They have a deep gift of clairvoyance. So they're able to connect with spirit and figure out what's next, and figure out what requires action from them, and what they should be working on. And the lamb person, I think this person has like some sort of practice where they either pray, where they have maybe a meditation practice. There's something that this person, it could even be working out. There's something that the lamb person does that really helps ground them into the reality of where they are at. And this lamb person is honestly almost fearless. Like, this is somebody who understands the cycles of life, and they're living life to the fullest because they understand that life is not guaranteed, that tomorrow is not a guarantee. So they show up and they make the best out of every single day, and they're very grateful for what they do have, while also knowing that there are things that they are still going to be, that there's still things that they are going to be reaching for, and there's still things that they need to accomplish. And here's the thing about the lamb person, right? Because we have the entangled card here. And I think that the lamb person can at times overthink and overanalyze, but what they've learned to do is how to ground themselves into the present reality. And I also think that this is somebody that probably has some sort of like hobby, or some sort of something that they do where they can really channel their nervous energy. And I think for many, the lamb person does work out regularly, and it feels like it's more for, let me just do what's best for me so that I can get this nervous energy out and I can be fully present in the present moment. One thing about the lamb person is they're able to gain different perspectives and see things from different perspectives. But they also know that their best choices, that the best thing they can do for themselves is remain calm, because when they do that, they're able to make the best and most empowered decisions for themselves and for their life. That's very interesting energy. All right, pile number 2. Let's look at the relationship. What is the relationship between both of you? First and foremost, community. Okay, like that. And then angel of love. Okay. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of support here. Because we have the community card here, I want to mention this could be somebody that you meet through a shared community. This could be also somebody that you build a community with throughout your relationship. I think for some of you, it's going to be a little bit of both. But the relationship itself feels, first and foremost, I think that at the core, these two are going to build a true friendship. This feels like two people that genuinely like each other, two people that genuinely want to root for one another, and that genuinely respect one another. And I know sometimes when I say that, I get a little bit of pushback, like that is what a relationship is. But here's the thing. Not necessarily. Some people will get involved with one another more of just because they were, like, I'm attracted to this person, so we build a connection on that. there is attraction here, there is passion here, but also there is something deeper where we are building from a place of mutual respect, mutual like, and that leads to love. So this could be somebody that when you meet, when you start out, there's a friendship first. Again, I also said this could be somebody that you meet through a specific community. But pile number 2, this relationship feels very gentle, very encouraging, and it feels very, it's almost like you've both earned this type of connection in your life because you both do the work to get here. And I think that both of you bring something different to the table, where I think that the lamb person is really going to be able to hold space and love and care, and allow the hyena person to say, you know what, I'm scared, to be who they are and not have to put up a show. Whereas I think the hyena person is going to really be able to be a support system for the lamb. And this is, I don't know if you guys have seen, I think it's a meme, but it's like, I think it was like somebody who was like, I am so glad my partner is here because I didn't order this and I was just going to eat it. And I didn't want to tell like the waitress or the wait staff that this is not what I ordered. And it's like, yeah, thankfully my partner is here. Because I feel like the hyena is going to be able to speak up for the lamb sometimes, whereas like the lamb is more chill and like, no, it's gonna be fine, I can just like, I don't want to say anything, I'll just take my wrong order, or I'll just like, I don't want to even bring something up. The hyena's like, no, I got you. And I want to emphasize this again, do not confuse this lamb person for somebody who is weak, because they are not. This is somebody who is incredibly strong. This is somebody who is incredibly confident, and this is someone who is so loving, and I think anyone would be lucky to have this person in their life. Same thing with the hyena. But the relationship itself feels like both of these people come together to build something new. And it is going to be very much based on friendship, mutual respect. And like I said, for some of you, you meet this person through a community that you have in common. For others of you, this is you create your own like friend group, your own community. But there's a lot of support. This is somebody that you are going to be able to talk to. They're going to be able to talk to you. And there's a lot of gentleness here. I think that for both of you, acts of service and physical touch are going to be very important. Oh my God, why can I not think of words? Words elude me sometimes. Love languages. Thank you. But I also think that words of affirmation, especially for the hyena, are going to be so important, and there's so much nurturing that is available here, and so much support between the two of you, and at the core of this is based on love. This is based on just gentle, beautiful, loving energy. Let's take a look at wedding day overall energy. So what is the overall energy on your wedding day? Strength. That's very interesting, because that's kind of... No, it's not the Angel of Love. Sorry. Wrong card. King of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Okay, let's talk about this. So, overall energy on... trying to fix that. Okay. Overall energy on the wedding day. So, I think there will be some anxieties that come up during the wedding day. I also think that... I have to say it because the 8 of Swords is here. This could be cold feet. I do think this is a wedding day where it's... What I love about this is that the King of Pentacles is at the center. So this feels like, all right, let's ground back in. But it also feels like, because we have the strength and we have the 8 of Swords, it feels like there is going to be a nervous energy in the air for that day. And I think it's like, all right, let's ground back into the reality of we belong together. We're meant to be. We're doing the right thing. This is our day. But also, there's a lot coming up. I'm nervous. I'm overthinking. I am overanalyzing. I am just struggling. And if I'm honest, this King of Pentacles feels like the Lamb energy, and this Hyena feels like it's that strength and that Eight of Swords of like things are coming up, and I'm trying to kind of keep it under control. I just noticed the Strength card has is that a lamb? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Um but overall wedding day energy, I think that this is going to be a wedding day that is going to bring up different feelings. I do think at the end of the day, like once the day is wrapped up, you're able to look at it and just really be happy and enjoy it and sit with it and be glad, right? Like we did this, we started our lives together. But I do think towards the beginning, there's definitely, is this happening? I can't believe this is happening. Okay, let me breathe in, deep breaths in. There's some anxiety that comes up. There could be some hiccups of things not going exactly as planned. But I think with weddings, that's kind of usually expected, that something is not going to go exactly as planned or be exactly on time. So being flexible is going to be important. Let's actually, I want to get more into this because this is very interesting. Let's look at your feelings on your wedding day, and that's going to be on the left. And then we're going to look at your future spouse's feelings on the wedding day. Let's start with you. Two of Cups. Yeah, I was going to say, it's very interesting because this feels more nerve related. The Emperor. And, the Lovers. Okay. So, pile number 2. Your feelings on your wedding day. First and foremost, we have the Two of Cups. You are in love. We have the Two of Cups and the Lovers card. You are in love. You know this is your person. We have the Emperor card. You are sure of what you are doing. You are sure of what you are getting into. You are confident that you found your person. You are excited to be there. Like, your feelings feel very grounded, very in the moment, very, I'm doing the right thing. And as far as feelings, I think there's a lot of happiness here. And there's just like whatever nerves are coming up, it feels like, let me just ground myself back into the knowledge that I know this is my person, that I know this is that we're meant to be together, and that I know that we're both doing the right thing. You are very much in love with your future spouse on the day of your wedding. I would not be surprised. I don't know why this is coming through. If you believe in not seeing each other till the wedding day, I feel like you may sneak over and kind of just hold hands. That's coming through. You are also very confident on your wedding day that this is the person that you're going to grow old with, that this is your soulmate, that this is your divine counterpart, whatever label you want to give it. There is that energy of, I know this is exactly who this person is for me, and I know I'm doing the right thing. We have the Chariot. Your person is decided. Okay. Page of Cups. This is beautiful. Page of Pentacles. Okay. This is very interesting because the overall wedding day energy feels more nervous than what you are both actually feeling individually. With the Chariot, the Page of Cups, the Page of Pentacles being here, your future spouse is also 100% in. This person knows that you are the one for them. They know that they are doing the right thing. They are very excited to start their life with you because this is a brand new beginning for both of you, right? This is, I am going to have a partner in crime. I am going to have a partner that I get to live life with. They are very much in love with you. They are very excited. There's a lot of like very sweet feelings here. Like there's love, there's excitement, there's hope, there's optimism for both of you. I think that when it comes to your feelings, you are like so sure of what this is and how it's working out in how it should. And it's like you're so confident and grounded in that confidence, in that love, where it feels like your future spouse is more in this place of like, yes, that's true for me as well. But also, I'm like imagining the future. I can't believe it. I'm very giddy. I'm very excited. I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of optimism. I can't wait to see what's next. This is like childlike excitement, where this feels like grounded in spirituality, grounded in reality. This is like, I can't believe this is happening, and I'm just having like all of the sweet like sweet fantasies, and I can't wait to get started. Um Hold on, there's something that wants to come through. I wonder, pile number 2, if you're not going to live with your person until after you get married, because this energy here, the energy, the feelings for your future spouse, it's giving me like excitement to start brand new, almost like I can't wait to live with this person. I can't wait to wake up to them. Like this almost feels like you're not living together when you get married, and then once you do, you live together. But they're very excited about building a life with you. This person may be daydreaming about the family that you're going to have on your wedding day. You both feel incredibly lucky to have one another. But there's something about like my viewer that feels more secure and more like, yeah, this is like matter of fact. Whereas this person is like all in their daydreams and just having like the time of their life. And this could be that you, my viewer, were like the wedding planner and you had to do, you're more concerned with that side of things, where this person here, your future spouse, is more on like, I'm just like daydreaming and I'm just enjoying it and I'm here for the ride and I love to be here. I love that for you though. Let's take a look at what will the celebration itself be like. So what is the celebration going to be like? We have the Page of Cups. That's so sweet. Okay. And we have the Star. Okay. I think this is a celebration that is going to be more nighttime than anything else. Like this feels like an evening celebration. So I don't know if it's because you get married in the daytime and then, it's like cocktail hour and then we come back and then we celebrate, or if it's like we get married at like 6 p.m. and we go into the night. But this feels like it's going to go into nighttime. This also feels like just beautiful, like just the most magical celebration. People are happy for you. Love and romance are at the center of this. People are excited that you found one another. This is really just people admiring that you two found one another, you came together, and it's like these two are meant to be. We know that these two are meant to be. This feels like a nighttime. I'm also getting like the venue itself, wherever you do the celebration, could be darker. This could be a fall wedding as well. We're going to get more information shortly, but that's coming through. But the celebration itself, it feels like it's just having fun. I'm not getting too much dancing for some reason. This feels more intimate. This feels like we're just having fun. There's a good meal. I do get the good meal. I would not be surprised if there is an ice sculpture. For some reason, I'm getting that. Somehow, ice and water could be very significant here. This feels very sweet. I don't necessarily. There could be alcohol. I don't know if this is like an open bar type of situation, but there could be alcohol. Somebody may be blowing bubbles. I'm getting bubbles. So maybe there's like a bubble machine. I don't even know if that's still a thing. That's coming through. This feels very sweet, very intimate, and like people are having fun just celebrating you. I feel like food is going to be a big thing in this wedding. But I don't feel like this is going to be a huge wedding. It feels very intimate. Let's look at the overall honeymoon energy. We are going to we're not going to go 18 plus. We're just going to overall honeymoon energy PG-13. Maybe rated R. Not even that, because YouTube is a hater. All right. Then we have the 10 of Wands. 7 of Swords. Ooh, the Devil. Okay. Pile number 2. First and foremost, your wedding, your honeymoon energy, your honeymoon itself. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of intimacy. There's a lot of spending time with one another, getting to know one another. This does not feel like a big trip to me. This feels like it could be something more local or something that is not as far away. Like if you live in the States, this doesn't feel like we're going to go travel to Europe. This feels like if we're in the States, maybe we go a state over, or maybe we go somewhere special within our own place where we're living. As far as the honeymoon itself, it feels like the focus is spending time with one another. I don't feel too much activity. I think that both of you are exhausted when you get to the honeymoon, if I'm honest. Like maybe the wedding prep, maybe getting to the wedding, it just feels like, oh, you know what? We just want to rest. We want to spend time with one another. I'm not getting a lot of super too much activity. I do think there could be outdoors. Like you could spend time outdoors. Like maybe you're just like walking around, going to different restaurants, getting to know a different place. But again, this feels like it's closer to where you are currently at and where you are currently living at that time than it does like we are traveling. I almost feel like this honeymoon is meant to be you both spending time together. For some of you, I would not be surprised if the honeymoon is scheduled for later on and like you do the wedding, you move in together, you do life, and then eventually in a few months you do the honeymoon, because this could also be like we're just settling into our home together. But it feels like in your honeymoon, it's just like, let's spend time with each other. Again, a lot of intimacy, a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry here, a lot of love, a lot of physical intimacy. And then also, let's relax. Like, let's take a little bit of a break because there's a lot that we've been doing. And this is kind of a time to take a deep breath and take a time out, if you will. Let's see what abundance is coming in your way, pile number 2, as a result of your marriage. So what is the abundance coming in? The 2 of Wands, 6 of Swords. Pile number 2, I keep getting a move for this group. Like there is some sort of move, whether it's we just didn't live together and as a result of getting married, we're moving in. So that's the quite literal move of either I'm moving in with my spouse or they're moving in with me or we're getting a brand new place together. I also think it's quite possible that there is a move. Like this could be somebody that lives at a distance to you and you relocate to be with them or they relocate to be with you. There is a physical move that I feel like happens as a result of this marriage, of this connection, where we are physically picking up and going somewhere, or someone, one or the other, or both, are physically moving somewhere. And I'm almost wondering if it's because like you both get married and then you decide this isn't the place for us. So we then decide to move somewhere else. Or like I said, maybe it's due to work or distance, like somebody is somewhere else and the other person has to join them. Or maybe we're just combining households. But there's some sort of move that is abundant. First and foremost. Also, this marriage is going to provide both of you with, it's like this brings more harmony and peace into both of your lives. And it could just be, I now have somebody to lean on. I have somebody to count on. I have somebody to connect with. But there's a lot of peace and harmony that comes as a result of this. And it feels like there's a lot of expansion that comes in for both of you. Financially, there is going to be expansion that comes in for both of you. This could just be we are uniting households, therefore we are combining income. That could very well be it as well. But there is abundance, like material abundance, but I also get a physical move that is going to be very abundant for both of you. But pile number 2, there are so many opportunities that are going to come your way for both of you as a result of this marriage. And that's what the abundance is. It's like your world is going to be filled with opportunity, and what you thought was possible for yourself is going to expand and grow and evolve into, honestly, things that maybe you didn't even think were possible, or you allowed yourself to dream about, is what's coming through here. Let's take a look at what is the advice so that you have a lasting relationship and long lasting love. And then we're going to get into the actual wedding stuff and what that wedding day is going to be like. 6 of Wands, Ace of Cups. I love it. So a big portion of advice for this relationship and for both of you, so that you can have a long lasting relationship, a long lasting love, is don't forget your independence. Don't forget yourselves. Continue to cheer one another on. Continue to be there for each other. But it's equally important for you both to keep going after your dreams, to keep going, to keep your independence, and to have those dreams that you've always had. And yes, it's going to include your partner, but to pour into yourself, to practice self-care, to practice self-love. Because as you do that, then you have space to be there as a support system for the other person, to give love, right? Self-love and self-care are incredibly important in relationships, because we have to, a partnership, and I said this for a different pile, but love is an action, love is a choice, and a partnership is you choosing to be there for another person. And it's so important to be in a place where you are taking care of yourself, where you are pouring back into yourself, so that you have the energy to pour into someone else. Also, for this group, celebrate one another. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate your spouse's wins. Really, words of affirmation, words of encouragement, so important for this relationship. So, I'm so proud of you. I love that you've done this, and receiving that as well, allowing them to do that for you as well. I always say communication is important. I'm not really seeing the communication piece highlighted here, but I want to mention it. But like celebrating the wins and keeping focus on your own wins and not losing track of what it is that you want, to make sure that you are fulfilled and satisfied as an individual. That is going to bring that beautiful energy in to the marriage, to the relationship itself. Pile number 2, let's talk about the wedding. So these cards are all about the actual wedding. Let's see what we have. Party, you're in for one wild night out with your friends. This is your last night being single. Make it count. So there could be a party ahead of time, where, and it's very interesting because nighttime keeps popping up for this group, but there could be a night out before the wedding to celebrate the upcoming nuptials. Enjoy the time with your friends. We have bridal fun. You'll have a blast opening presents and reminiscing with all of your close friends at your bridal shower. I love this. There's a lot of like before the wedding energy coming in for this group. We have eloping. No family drama, just you and your beloved secretly getting married. Ooh, okay. You know what? Pile number 2. Wait a minute. Okay, that actually makes more sense. I don't see the cards before you do. And in my mind, I'm thinking wedding day, and I'm thinking like a big wedding with people, which I do think the celebration involves people. But now that makes more sense, because remember, we had the Strength card, we had the King of Pentacles, and we had the 8 of Swords. representing the overall wedding day. And that felt more like that was not the vibe I was getting with everything else that came through. Some of you may be eloping. Some of you may be going down to like city hall and doing your thing. And then there's like a party. Then there's like, let's get together. Let's see what else we have here. Vintage. A vintage inspired wedding with antique looking decor and driving away in a classic car. Let's look at the last one. Parents. It may be that both sides of the family will help pay for the wedding or a big role in bringing it together. Okay. Pile number 2. For some of you, it's quite possible that you elope and then you throw together a party. And I did get that for some of you, there could be distance here. So maybe it's let's elope, let's get together, and then we celebrate. For others of you, it's like let's elope and then we throw a party later on today. I do think that you, pile number 2, are going to do a lot of the wedding planning and like bringing things together. So there could even be just you doing the decor, you coming up with things and you bringing things together. The parents card is very interesting here because I think that it could be that the parents help pay for things, but I'm not getting that. So there's something here with the parents of one or both. And I'm not really being given too much information, so I don't want to speak too much into it because I'm not getting anything else. But it does feel like the parents are significant here. This feels like your friends, on both sides, like the people that love you. It could be family members, but it really feels like friendship. They're really going to come through and celebrate you and throw a party. So there could be like a bridal shower. This could be I forgot what they're called for the groom. Somebody's gonna remember and put it down in the comment section, and thank you so much if you do. But it feels like there's things leading up to it, so it doesn't feel like we're eloping from a place of, for those of you that this is eloping, because I think for some of you it's not going to be eloping. But for those of you that are eloping, this feels like it is planned. It's not like we just decided to get up and go to Vegas and we do it there, or we're not telling anyone. It just feels like it may be more low key. Yeah, that's what's coming through. For some of you, it's not even an elopement. It's just low key. Where it may not be like a big ceremony and a big venue type of thing. All right, so this is advice for you right now, pile number 2. First card we have is surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. So grounding yourself in the present moment. Surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. So pile number 2, for those of you that may be struggling with like feeling heavy or just overthinking, feeling overwhelmed, just not being where you want to be, this could be a great time for you to follow your passions, to really connect and ask yourself, what do I want right now? What do I need right now? And allow yourself to do that. For some of you, you will meet your future spouse in a community. So if you're being called to try something, to take a class, to join something, this could be a good time to do that, because you don't know if that's where you meet your person or that's where you connect to your person. For those of you that haven't met them yet. So we are going to close the reading out with some affirmators for you, pile number 2. First card is curiosity. Meeting new people, I remember what a treasure trove of opinions, interests, and stories they are. But these treasures will only be unlocked if I embrace my curiosity. So I'll be curious and you be interesting. Deal? Then we have commitment. I willingly accept that it is safe to topple my walls and commit completely to a relationship. It might be one that's already here or one that's on the way. Either way, those walls have got to go. Without them, I can go further, feel freer, and love bigger than ever before. Bonus, no walls means I'll save a lot of money on picture frames. And for some of you, especially if that resonates, It may be time to really look at where you are at and if you are ready to welcome and allow a relationship in. Then we have compliments. I know how good it feels to get compliments, so I give that gift to others. I'll find a nice compliment for everyone I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it. In which case, I can follow up on complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle. Whoa, I'm skilled. Pile number 2. That is what I have for you. Claim it in the comments. I am ready to welcome in love. I am ready to welcome in love. Pile number 2, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the things that YouTube loves and helps me out so much. I appreciate you for doing those. Also, let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments section below. Let me know what you thought of the reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lovers card with Gomez and Morticia Addams. I'm going to place that right over there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, for this reading, I did do a reading breakdown that is going to tell you exactly what we are going to be going over, and that should help you decide if this is the right reading for you. I highly suggest you check that out. For this reading, we are going to be looking at who you are and who your future spouse is, who this person you're going to marry is. My intention is that your energy is on the left and their energy is on the right. So if this doesn't sound like you and this doesn't sound like you, this is probably not your pile. In that case, I highly suggest that you check out a different pile, or it could just be that this reading doesn't have a message for you. But let's get started. So person number 1 is being represented by the snake. Ooh, the tarantula. I love this person's energy already. The messenger. And then intuition. Yeah. With the snake and the tarantula, this is somebody who's very intuitive, somebody who is very psychically gifted. Person number 2 is being represented by the owl, the whale. I have to say, so far, this is like the most spiritual pile. Luxury. Emotion. Ooh, okay. All right, so we are going to start. We're going to kick off by talking about the snake person. And I am going to start by giving you the signs that are here. So we have the zodiac signs. So we have the snake being represented by Earth. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn being represented here. The tarantula in this deck is fire energy. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have a little bit, actually we have everything here. Because we have the messenger, this to me is air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Intuition to me is water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So we have every single sign being represented. But let's talk about this snake person, because I think that this snake person is someone who operates from the divine feminine. And this isn't to say, I'm not talking gender, I am talking energy, right? Everyone has divine feminine, divine masculine energies within us, but this person really operates from the divine feminine. And this is somebody who is very magical. That is the best way I can describe this person. And to be honest, I think both of these people can be described as just being magical. This snake person is someone who is very creative, someone who is very much in tune with creation. And when I say creative, I am not just talking about artistic, right? Like, I am not talking about just being creative in the artistic sense of somebody who is creative in that way, but creation itself, right? Because we have the snake here and we have the Ouroboros being represented with the snake, which is the cycle of eternity, the cycle of creation. And I think that this snake person is really connected to not only the divine feminine, but also to the divine in general. And I think that this snake person is someone who is constantly shedding their skin. They are constantly growing and evolving. This is someone who is very self aware. This is someone who is very good at taking accountability. I also think that this snake person goes through periods of time where there's a lot of patterns and cycles that come up for them that need to be healed or need to be recognized and dealt with accordingly. So I would not be surprised if the snake person has situations that feel very similar and then they kind of loop back around with maybe different people or different players and different expressions of that energy. But overall, this feels like someone who is constantly having to grow and evolve, and they are put in situations where growth and evolution are possible for them. This snake person is very protective of themselves and those that they care about. I will also say that the snake person has gone through at least one spiritual awakening. This is someone where they've awakened spiritually. They understand spiritual law and they understand um, spirituality at a deep level, in my opinion, from what I can see. And as I was saying, the snake person is constantly being faced with patterns that they are meant to break. And I also think that the snake person is also often given choices that can be life altering. So this feels like, they may come across a situation where it's almost like a crossroads, where if I go left, something happens. If I go right, something completely different happens. And this snake person is very intuitive. And I think that this is someone that while they are relying on their intuition, they are the best version of themselves that they can be. It's when they start to doubt their intuition, when they start to doubt their truth, that they run into some problems. So it almost feels like for this snake person, the more they can be present in the moment and the more they can go with the flow, the easier it is for them to receive the guidance. I also think this is someone who's very clairsentient. So clear feeling, they receive information, guidance through their feelings, and they could be somebody who is highly sensitive. This could be somebody who identifies as an empath. But this snake person is very good at reading energy and very good at creating things, right? So creating opportunities, creating new ideas, creating new ways of being. This is somebody that could very well bring in something new to this world to share with other people. If you are the snake person and you are in business for yourself or you offer a service, constantly reinventing yourself is incredibly important. And I think that message applies regardless of what it is that you do for a living. It's allowing yourself to reinvent and to say, I've outgrown this portion of myself, this version of myself, and now it's time for something else to take root. Because I feel like for the snake person, if they hold on to an old version of themselves, their abundance stops, right? Their abundance doesn't flow the way that it could. And what's interesting about that is that I do think that this snake person goes through a lot of change and a lot of transitions and a lot of transformation, which again, if they don't allow it, if they try to hold on to the old, if they try to cling to the old, it actually makes what's possible for them harder to connect to and harder to achieve, if you will. So this is someone where, again, being in the flow, learning to trust and learning to surrender is essential for this person to live their best life, if you will. Now, with the snake person, I do think this is somebody who has a very clear purpose. And I think that if you are the snake person, you may already know what that purpose is. Like, you may know this is part of the reason I am here. This is part of the reason that I am, of what I need to accomplish in this lifetime. And for the snake person, that accomplishment, that thing that they're here to do, is what drives them forward. And when I was picking these cards out, my intention was that the snake was, well, the first animal was kind of what people see, and the personality or the mask that the person wears. And then the second animal, in this case the tarantula, was more of the hidden aspects. And what's interesting is for these two, they're pretty similar to one another. But what I think happens here is that at times the snake person may struggle with overthinking or trying to overanalyze instead of going with what they know in their gut to be true. And again, if you are the snake person, really figuring out what is a yes for me, what is a no for me, how can I lean into my truth and into what I know would be incredibly important. Also, for the snake person, the throat chakra and the root chakra are incredibly important to nurture and to take care of. But the snake person is highly connected to spirit, and there's a lot of synchronicities and a lot of messages that the snake person is able to receive. I do think the snake person has a lot of spirit guides, a lot of guardian angels, a lot of spirit animals that come through and help the snake person really receive the guidance that they're supposed to receive, but also accomplish the things that they are supposed to accomplish. And once the snake person is in the flow of who they truly are and allowing things to happen and allowing the opportunities to come their way, they're unstoppable. And remember, the snake, this is somebody who operates from the divine feminine. And while the snake person is operating from the divine feminine, that is when they are most in alignment and most receptive to what is for them. Now, I want to talk about the owl person. So, the owl person is being represented by air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the whale, which is water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have luxury and emotion. I would say that is earth energy here. So, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And emotion, we have more water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So, who is this owl person? What's interesting about both of these people is that both of these people are very spiritual. Both of these people are very self-aware. Both of these people are very intuitive. And that's the thing about the owl. The owl is incredibly intuitive, incredibly instinctual. This owl person is someone who is very grounded in the reality of who they are. This is someone who has a lot of self-knowledge, a lot of self-awareness, somebody who knows themselves deeply. And I think that both of these people are actually very introverted, and both of these people are intellectuals. So this owl person is more clairvoyant, where I think the snake person is more clairsentient. So clairvoyance is the gift of clear seeing. This person has a very active third eye. This person is very gifted with visions. They could even have prophetic dreams of, they may have a dream where they see something that's about to happen or where they receive messages through their dreams. This owl person is very balanced. I really get that this is someone who has found a good balance for themselves between the spiritual and the material world. Like, it feels like this person has really cultivated a life where they are able to, for the most part, right? Because it's not always true. There's always things that are going to come up. But for the most part, where there is a balance of, this is the material, this is the tangible, but this is also my inner world, this is my spiritual world, and this is something that deserves equal respect. And this owl person has had to work through scarcity. And I think that this is possibly somebody who, growing up, may not have had all of the resources that they needed or that they wish they had. But I also think that because of that, this owl person has become someone who has created quite a bit of material and monetary abundance. I also think that this owl person really values being able to treat themselves and being able to treat the people around them that they love. Again, there was something here that was rooted in scarcity, and this person took it, and instead of allowing it to define them, they kind of took it and turned it around and used it as a motivator to move forward, to be an even better version of themselves, and to really get their desires and to have their needs met. This is someone where the finer things in life are really meaningful to them. And I don't necessarily think this person is materialistic per se, but it feels like this person understands, like, I really enjoy having, I don't know, this is coming through as an example, really nice bedding. So when I get in my bed feels good. I feel relaxed. Or like, I really like having this nice pair of boots because I know that they're going to feel good and they're going to last. Or I really like having good meals. So it's important for me to be able to go out and afford a good meal with a friend. Like, this person's experiences is what's luxurious. I don't feel like this is somebody who's necessarily buying brands just to fit in or buying brands just because it's what's in. There's like meaning behind it, meaning underneath, like driving this person forward. And what's interesting is for the owl person, we have the whale as their inner self. And this is somebody who is very deep. This is someone who has a very calm demeanor and someone who really values peace. I truly believe that the owl person would not have anyone in their life who does not add to their peace or bring peace into their life. This is not somebody who deals with drama. This is not somebody who deals with passive aggressiveness. This is not somebody who allows anyone outside of themselves to bring drama into their life. They have boundaries and they know what they are willing to put up with and what they are not willing to put up with. And peace and harmony for this person is essential. So if it does not fit, they are willing to fully walk away. And here's the thing about the owl person, this is somebody who is very compassionate, very loving, very kind. And I think that the owl person may have some sort of endeavor. It could be like a philanthropy where they really care about something, whether it's, children's rights or animal rights or helping people who are less fortunate or creating opportunities in the community. There's something about the owl person that is very compassionate, very kind, very giving, but it feels very action based as well. Like, this feels like somebody who has a clear presence in their community and someone who is really looking to help other people grow beyond their means. And I would not be surprised if, for some, the owl person received an opportunity that was life changing. And that is the type of opportunity that they want to be able to offer to others, because they know that that was what changed their life and they want to be that for someone else. They want to give someone else that opportunity. So this could be somebody who even mentors, somebody who just shows up and does something meaningful for other people. And it could be even for, like, doesn't even have to be people. Maybe it's like animals. Like, maybe this person is an animal lover type of thing. So different things for different people. But here's the thing. Both of these people have been through dark, heavy situations, but both of these people have learned how to make the best of it. And I think that the owl person is so in tune with their feelings and their emotions, but it's not from a place of like, I'm having a feeling and I need to react to it. It's from a place of truly understanding and using those feelings, those emotions as a call to action to create something more, to create something even better, right? And I think that for both of these people, being in a connection where there is love, there is mutual trust, mutual understanding is so important, especially for the owl person. The owl person has so much love to give. And I think that the owl person is so ready to give that love. both of these people, I would say, are very emotionally healthy, emotionally available, especially around the time that they connect, around the time that they meet. That's coming through super clear here. I would not be surprised if the owl person has a very beautiful voice or is a musician of some sort, or maybe plays an instrument. That's coming through. That's very specific. Only take it if it resonates. But the throat chakra for both feels very important. All right, let's take a look at the relationship. And we're not going to go too deep into the relationship. This is just going to give us overall information because there are other readings that are more about the relationship itself. But let's see what we have here. Victory. The world. Okay, I love this. All right, pile number 3. If only this card would cooperate, that would be great. Okay, pile number 3. So the relationship itself, I think, is a very, because I have the world card here, and to me this is like, you are my world and they are your world as well. Like, you are both one another's world, and you both bring so much to each other's lives. I also think that this is a relationship where there is a deep understanding of one another. There is a deep understanding of who you both are, what drives both of you, and how you can be there for the other person, but also how can you be the best version of yourself for the other person and for yourself. This is, to me, really giving like twin flame, divine counterpart, high level soulmate energy. This feels like I found what I was looking for. And I think for this group specifically, you may have already known that this person existed. Like, even if you haven't met them at this point in time, you could be very well, like, very aware that this person exists and that this person is someone that you are meant to connect with, and like there's somebody out there for you and you can feel their presence. This is a relationship that feels like good karma, where it's like, I've earned this, I deserve this, this is now in my life, I am going to make the best of this. This is also a relationship where there is going to be a lot of growth and a deeper understanding. This, I would say, for you, for this group, for pile number 3, I would not be surprised if this really feels like we met and now we realize we had many situations that were very similar, or we met and we realized that we were in the same places around the same time and we just never saw each other. There's something that feels very fated, very almost like destiny related when it comes to this group. And I think that the more you get to know each other, the more you're going to discover the type of close connection that was already there, that was already like playing underneath the surface. And there's that feeling of, we belong together. This person sees me, this person understands me. And it's interesting because you chose the Gomez and Morticia, and it's really giving that, right? Because it's giving, like, we have the snake, the tarantula, the owl, and the whale, which are animals that really kind of remind me more of, like, you know, the nighttime, or like the more like gothy type of things. And that's Gomez and Morticia, and they're not necessarily what would be normal, but they have such a beautiful relationship and such a healthy relationship. And this is what I feel like for both of you. Like, it may not be that this is a relationship that is like what other people that you know are having, in the sense of, this is much deeper, this is rooted in so much more, and it's beautiful. And I think that who both of you are is so unique and so different. So to find somebody who not only likes it, but like they respect it and they love it and they encourage you to be who you are, it's so beautiful. All right, pile number 3. Let's look at the overall energy on your wedding day. So what is the overall energy on your wedding day? The Tower, the Hanged Man, Okay. Six of Pentacles. So, pile number 3. I think overall on your wedding day, there's a level of just like unexpectedness, or there's a level of just things maybe not necessarily going according to plan. Now, what do I mean when I say this? This could be some delays. This could be maybe, we have to change some things around. For some reason, what I'm getting is weather related. So I don't know if this is a group where you've like your desire is to have like an outdoors wedding, but for some reason I feel like there could be like a storm on your wedding day. And I'm getting that heavily, and I know that the Tower card is here, but I really am intuitively heavily getting like there could be something weather related, whether it's like there's a storm, whether it's like a thunderstorm, a snowstorm. I actually get like rain, a lot of rain on your wedding day. I also think that on your wedding day, there's going to be nerves for both of you overall. But I also think that things will go according, I don't want to say according to plan, because I think there may be delays or something. Again, like if you plan an outdoor wedding, it could be that like it rains and then you have to slightly change your plans. But overall, it feels like things do work out exactly how they are supposed to. I think there will be support for both of you on your wedding day. Like there's friends and family here that are going to be supporting and helping out. I'm going to say this because it's coming through. Only take it if it resonates. Do not go over budget if that is something that you cannot afford to do. That's coming through as well. So really be mindful of where you are at and what your budget is. I think your wedding day is also going to bring forward some sort of like aha moment, like some sort of like enlightenment moment for both of you. This is a very transformative day for both of you. Like you are symbolically going to close out some chapters for both of you. Let's take a look at your feelings on your wedding day and your person's feelings. So your feelings are going to be on the left. Their feelings are going to be, just making sure, on the right. So your feelings, Knight of Wands, love it. Oh, the sun, that's so beautiful. Okay. Okay. The Empress, wow. Okay. Pile number 3. On your wedding day, you are going to be feeling excited. You are going to be feeling joyful. You are going to be feeling grateful. You are just happy. This feels like a wedding day where it's just abundance all around. I actually don't think you're gonna be nervous. Pile number 3, that's beautiful because I don't get nervous. I get excitement. I get like, let's go, let's get this done, but not in a way of like fear or in a way of like anxiety. Just like I am so ready. I am so ready to be here. And I think for my pile number 3s, you are going to be able to be fully present in the moment and really grounded in the moment and enjoy your wedding day for what it is. And there's a lot of excitement here. I don't know if for some of you, when you are getting married, you are expecting a child, or this is like you already have a child with this person and that child is present. But for those of you that are expecting, very, again, beautiful energy. You are feeling grateful for what you are creating, but this is also the creation of a new family. This to me feels like a pile where most of you probably do want to have a family, where you want children with your spouse. Also, this could even be if you have a pet together, that pet is somehow involved. But there's a lot of happiness. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of gratitude here. There's a lot of love. Let's see how your future spouse is going to be feeling. Ooh, 3 of Swords. 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Got me nervous there when I saw that 3 of Swords. 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So I think your future spouse is going to be more anxious than you are. Pile number 3. We have the Three of Swords here. And I don't want you to get nervous because we have the Three of Swords, but we have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Three of Pentacles. So there's some nervousness here. There's also this level of just wanting to make sure everything is going through perfectly. But with the Nine of Pentacles being here, I am feeling abundant. I am feeling like I did this. I got here. I am so happy. My hard work has paid off. And I think that this Three of Swords, this is very interesting because I almost feel like it's coming through as like, why did this take so long? So I don't know if for some of you, when you get married, when you meet this person, you may be, I don't want to give an age frame. I actually want to stay away from that because what is considered older for someone is going to be different. So I don't want to say like X amount, like a specific age, and then, but it feels like it may have taken longer to come together than probably both of you, but especially your future spouse, where it feels like I'm finally here, but it's almost like I'm just sad it took so long to get here because I wish we had found each other 5 years ago, 10 years ago, sooner, so we could have enjoyed each other. But there's a lot of spiritual achievement, a lot of like material satisfaction, spiritual satisfaction, like, and when I say material, it's the tangible. I am happy I am here. I am doing the thing and I'm showing up here and I'm being here. There's a lot of bliss with this Nine of Pentacles being here. And we also have the Three of Pentacles. It's the recognition that I am creating a family. I am creating a life with my person, with the person that I love. And I think that there are changes, right, that come with getting married, where I do think your future spouse is going to be a little bit in their head, but don't take that Three of Swords as anything, because I did get nervous. I said that when I first saw it, I don't see the cards before you do. I got a little bit nervous, but I think this is them showing up and knowing that like I am putting my heart out there. I am opening my heart and my heart can be broken. But it's also, I've found this inspiration, right? Because the Three of Swords is heartbreak. So I would not be surprised if for your future spouse, this could be a second marriage of like, I've healed that. And now I have this new opportunity to create this family, to create this happiness, to create this abundance. And I'm so happy I'm here, but also recognizing everything it took to get here and all of those experiences that I had to go through to get here. So it's like this almost like, I'm so happy I'm here, but was it a long road to get here, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense because it's actually coming through as very sweet. I want to see what is the celebration going to be like on your wedding day. Page of Pentacles and King of Swords. So I'm not necessarily getting that this is going to be a super big party. This feels like the celebration may be, this is interesting. I'm getting maybe like a dinner or maybe like more intimate, not as many people. Yeah, I'm kind of getting dinner. I'm getting something more practical, something more grounded. I'm not getting like too much dancing. I'm not necessarily getting like a big old party. This feels like very intimate. It feels like I'm seeing like a nice dinner, like a long table, and it's a nice dinner. I'm seeing seafood, so that could be a possibility. This feels like a very practical, grounded approach. I'm also getting this celebration is going to have a lot of meaningful moments where people are either giving a speech or they're sharing their happiness for you, but it feels like a lot of that, like a lot of it's being communicated with both of you. as far as like, we're happy for you, this is the story, I remember when. There's a lot of reminiscing here, a lot of people that are really happy for you that are showing up, but this feels low key. This doesn't feel like a big old party energy. This feels more like low key, quiet, grounded, more intimate. There's a lot of like maturity to this. I don't know why I'm saying the word maturity, but that's what it feels like. Like, this doesn't feel like everybody's like just bouncing around. This feels like very calm and grounded. There may be a presentation of some sort that somebody puts together where it's highlighting your moments as a couple. There may be people there that you either work with, or in some way you or your future spouse have changed their life in a very significant way. And you know what? This makes sense, because when I look at the snake person and when I look at the owl person, I don't think these two would be the type to want like a super loud celebration type thing. I don't even think there's too much alcohol here, if I'm honest. All right, let's take a look at what is the overall energy for the honeymoon. And we are going to keep this pretty tame. We're not going to do 18 plus. It's just overall energy. We're not going too deep into it. Ace of Cups. Hierophant. Yeah, this is like very grounded. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Honeymoon energy for both of you. If you are going on a honeymoon where you are leaving, I don't think you're traveling too far. This also feels like something that is more outdoorsy or something that is more significant. And I'm thinking of like, maybe both of you are intellectuals and you enjoy learning and you like want to go check out historical sites, or you want to go check out a museum. I feel like it's that type of honeymoon. There's a lot of love here. Taurus energy, the cups. We have a lot of passion. The physical intimacy is going to be there. That's going to be great. I do think spending time with one another, physical touch during the honeymoon, lots of that is going to be there. But I also think that the honeymoon for both of you is more of just, we're starting our life together and we're doing more of what we enjoy. I do think during the honeymoon, there's going to be like a lot of sweet nothings that are being whispered, a lot of just sweet words of affirmation, a lot of I love you, a lot of just expressing emotion is going to be here. But if you are going somewhere for your honeymoon, I feel like it's very significant. There may be like historical sites, something like that, that is coming up to the forefront. Like doing something that feels important to both of you. This doesn't feel like a tropical, I will say that. This feels like it could be more. It doesn't feel touristy either. For some of you, this will involve nature to some degree. I feel like historical sites for some reason. Or like, I wonder if you're like into hiking, into camping, or into like the outdoors and there's like a cabin. This feels very outdoorsy, very grounded, very practical. I keep getting that word for this group, like practical. All right. So we're going to look at the abundance that is coming in for both of you as a result of this marriage. Ooh, okay. The Emperor. 3 of Cups. So for you, pile number 3, I think part of the abundance that is going to come in as a result of this relationship is you will be a priority for one another. You will have support that I don't necessarily think that you've always had. It's the support that you've wished for, that you've desired for, but I don't think it's always been available to you in the way that it will be through this marriage. I also do think that for both of you, with the Emperor card and the 3 of Cups being here, the abundance is what you are going to build together, the empire that you build together. This could be the person that you start your family with. This could be the person that you buy a house with, you build a business with. There's something about we are grounding in, we are rooting in, we are creating a lot of growth, a lot of a lot of strong foundations, and I think a lot of this is going to translate as monetary abundance as well. And there's a true like friendship, and I also feel like for my pile number 3s, your friends and family are going to love your spouse as their own. Like it's like your friends and family are now their friends and family, and vice versa. So both of you are going to be creating a bigger sense of community and building up a bigger network for yourselves, where these people that were not in your life are taking you in and are welcoming you in. So for my pile number 3s, this feels like if you have in-laws, they absolutely love you, they support you. This isn't the pile where the in-laws are getting involved and causing trouble. And the same for your spouse, right? His in-laws. I said his because my brain goes to his, but their in-laws, which would be your family, are going to be so supportive and so loving of them that it's that equal give and take. So there's a lot of support. There's a lot of like a network that you build for one another, a community, a big family that you build for one another. And for some of you, this is quite literally, we're going to have a family where we have children. We bring children into this world and we create the family that we've been wanting. Pile number 3, let's look at advice. So how to have a long-lasting love, a long-lasting relationship with your future spouse. Ooh, we have the 5 of Wands. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, 10 of Cups. So in order to create a lasting love, first and foremost, do not ignore the things as they come up. It is healthy for couples to argue. It is actually more about how couples argue. I think I've read that it's healthier when a couple argues than when they do not, because usually when they're not arguing, they may be repressing some things, and then when it comes up, it's a blow up. So if things come up, discuss them as they come up, deal with them as they come up. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Now, obviously, you want to do it in a way that's healthy, in a way that's respectful, and in a way that gets your point across without disrespecting your partner. But I think for this group, it's going to be important as things come up, let's face it head on. Let's say what we need to say. With the 10 of Cups, continue to invest and create those tender moments, right? Because the 10 of Cups is all about emotional connection. To me, it's the happy family card, family life. And with the 10 of Cups being here, it's bringing harmony and love into the relationship and nurturing those, right? So when things come up, if we deal with them, then we can continue to nurture the peace and harmony in our connection. And this is also about, expressing yourselves, expressing your love. I've said this now in all 3 piles, but love is an action. Love is a choice. Making that choice, taking those actions every single day to really grow and expand the relationship and allow the relationship to continuously evolve in the best way possible. And as I said this, I think for both of you, especially for the owl person, peace and love is so important. So making sure that you're dealing with things as they come up so that you can create more peace, more love, and you can grow as a couple and as a family. And for those of you in this pile where you already have children or you want to have children, making sure that you're creating time for one another, especially when you have young children around, I think is going to be so, so important for this group. But let's see about the actual wedding. We have some cards from this deck that are about the actual wedding itself. Let's see what we have here. Custom, you will have a one-of-a-kind engagement ring custom made just for you to represent your uniqueness. I'm not surprised to see that there because we do have Gomez and Morticia that you were drawn to. But yeah, there's something about the ring that is going to be very special. And it could be the engagement ring. It could be the wedding bands. whatever it is, but there's something that is very special, that is very unique to you. Then we have casual, a more intimate casual ceremony. Opt for an outdoor garden party theme, wedding held in a backyard. What did I say? This feels super casual in the best way possible, because this wedding feels very intimate, very like the attention is on the couple, the attention is on the people getting married, and it just feels like so low key and effortless and just nurturing. And I did say, because I don't see these cards before you do, I did say for some of you there may be some sort of storm. So if you're having an outdoor wedding, I do think there could be just plan to have a tent. Just plan to have a tent, just in case. Then we have vows. The wedding vows will be something to remember, a true testament of their love, promise, and commitment to you. Yeah. This is... There are weddings that you go to and you remember them, and when you think back, you think about all of the luxury, you think about all of like the fun, the dancing, the DJ, all of that. And then there are weddings that you go to and you remember the vows and you remember the love that was in the air. And sometimes those two will interact, but I think for this group, there is so much tenderness, so much love, and so much beauty in your wedding that people are going to remember. Like, something about your vows is going to be memorable, not only to you and your spouse, but to other people as well. Ooh, let's see here. We have a honeymoon card. It says honeymoon. Once the wedding is over, you'll be celebrating your newlywed status on your honeymoon. Yeah. And this is also a very intimate honeymoon, in my opinion. And this feels like very catered to who both of you are. Then, pile number 3, stop. Look, intimate. This is a wedding that's meaningful, impactful, and full of memories. One that is full of intimacy and connection. And the people that are going to be there, they're going to be in your life for a while. This isn't like we have 300 people attend our wedding and then like 5 years from now we barely talk to any of them. This is going to be very beautiful, very meaningful. Invite me, pile number 3. Invite me. I'll go. But we're going to get into some advice for you, and we're almost done here. Let's see. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Pile number 3, especially if you are the snake person. We talked about this while I was talking about who the snake person was. Surrendering and accepting is super important in order to attract what is meant for you and to bring in the opportunities that you're trying to bring into. So instead of fighting what is, really leaning into it, because when we can accept what is happening, that is when we can change what is happening. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So if for some of you, you haven't met this person, or you're not where you want to be in love or in life in general, just remember divine timing is at play, and be gentle with yourself and be gentle with the process. And trust and believe that what is meant for you is going to come your way. We have tact. I speak and act with care, remembering that impulsive words or a harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. If it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, I will remind myself that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china, and I might actually be a bowl. Then I'll remind myself to stop mixing metaphors. And also when you speak to yourself, right? Not just other people. Levity. Laughter is the best legal medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try finding something funny in there. And if you ever feel like the butt of the joke, remember that the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option, so opt to lighten up. It's legal in almost 200 countries. Pile number 3, right now is a time for you to have fun, for you to bring in more lightheartedness, and for you to manifest from a place of trust, of surrender, and of going with the flow. I think for this group, it's so important to go with the flow. Final card we have here, honesty. This heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything, but when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and relax and start relaxing. The best part is honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results is a rooting, tooting trust parade. And everyone's invited except the bagpipe players, but you know they'll show up anyways. Pile number 3. Claim it. I manifest from a place of love. In the comment section, claim it, and that's what you're doing. I hope this reading was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Be on the lookout for the next poll. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.